Just know that if you see a card hit our Instagram feed, a graph, it's because it went up in price a lot. We're reporting on it, but most likely you should be looking elsewhere. So for those that are new here who have not joined before, basically what we do is 30 minutes. We field questions from our audience about different investing topics and whatnot that they want to hear about. Questions about specific cards, specific sets, different things going on in the market. And then we provide our opinions and our analysis.
All right.
So if you have any questions, this is the time to ask them. Much more accessible here than via DM, by the way. So if you're in here, there's a lot of DMs. But we're doing 30 minutes right now to answer your questions, which should help.
Yep.
Got the first question here. What's the reasoning for the first year Optic basketball going crazy? Basically, the way I see it is I saw it like this for a long time, was that 2012 Prizm is the best set that Panini has ever produced based on production runs, based on what parallels were in it, just silver, green, and gold. The rookie class was phenomenal, and then it was the start of everything too. So finally, a bunch of people were like, hey, this is the first Prizm, super sweet, production run lower. Let's buy it like crazy. So prices went nuts on that. Then people are like, oh, what's next after 2012 Prizm? People go to 2016 Optic, since that Optic is probably the second biggest Chrome-like set right now, even though that I think Nate and I have our opinions that Select is highly underrated.
Mm-hmm.
And with Optic, people are like, oh, the first year of Optic, 2016, the star of the Hollow. That's the one that people want. It's got the first LeBron Hollow in there with Kobe featured on the card. The Giannis Hollow is probably one of the best looking pictures of a Giannis card I've seen. So then people start to go there. And then from there, people go, oh, what's the first year Select? 2012. What's the first year Spectra? What's the first year this and that and that? And it just all kind of runs down the list like that. So I think Optic was just the second domino to fall with the like set craze, especially with no sports on. People are trying to find ways to, especially with everything going up in value, people then move on to the next thing, move on to the next thing, on to the next thing. And then eventually that's just what happens. So we're going to be seeing a lot of that. It's not just a 2016 Optic. It's with the Net Marvels inserts I just posted about today. There's a lot of stuff that's like it.
Thoughts on artist signed Project 2020 cards?
Topps Project 2020.
It says on artist signed. Is there a difference between just the 2020 project and the artist signed
I'm assuming
2020?
it might mean artist proof. So there's 20 artist proofs created of each card. Those are in silver frames and they sell like crazy. Like I'm talking $500 plus values on those. And on the top site, they're $100 they retail for. But I'm almost positive that like only bots get them because they sell out within seconds of when getting posted. So my thoughts are that they're cheap on tops. People sell them for more, and most likely you won't be able to get them if you try. So that's my thoughts on them.
DK Card says, "Did you hear that Wander Franco said that he would be worth 300 million in 5 years?" Lol. Uh, I did not see that, but also there's a lot of people that are like, "Oh, Wander Franco, how good can he be?" I wouldn't be shocked if by the time Wander Franco's a free agent, if he gets up at the age of 19 or 20 and he's 26 years old, um, I would not be shocked if he got the highest pay of anybody. I mean, the kid ran 11.7% walk rate to only a 6.7 K rate last year as an 18-year-old in high A. Hit 339 with a 408 on base and 464 slugging with good defense. He is really he is it. You know, he is the best prospect we will see in a long, long time. Um, there's not much else to say about him. He's incredible. And I wouldn't be shocked if he is eventually one day the highest paid player in baseball.
Good stuff. Target price for Anthony Davis, number 236. And if people are wondering what number 236 is, it's his 2012 Prizm rookie card from that 2012 Prizm set, which in my opinion, insanely undervalued right now. They're around 750 to 775. If you're subscribed to our email newsletter, go to slabstox.com and put in your email, daily investment newsletters. The last week, I probably included 4 to 5 PSA 10 Anthony Davis rookie cards from Prizm in there because of the fact of how crazy 2012 Prizm is going. LeBron's up to like 2,000 for a base PSA 10 or 1,700 or something. This is a rookie card of Anthony Davis. The other ones are like 10th year veteran cards, 13th year veteran cards. This is his rookie card from 2012 Prizm at 775. It's now up to around 800 to 850. It looks today there were like 4 by it. Now as it got hit between 800 and 850. Over that past week, I've said in the email, it's probably the next base PSA 10 to get to $1,000 would be Anthony Davis. And if he wins any finals with the Lakers over the next 3 years, of course, you don't necessarily want to wait 3 years to sell a card, but just a benchmark, they will definitely be worth a lot, especially because he's an MVP caliber player playing next to LeBron. Just all that combined, it just didn't make sense to me. We can go back and talk about $500 when I was sending him out, or $350 last September when I was sending him out at $350 to the email. But right now, with the current market, it doesn't make sense how cheap they are. But I'd say target would be around 800 by what it looks like the market's doing.
Yeah. Hey, a little update here. Cool Cards 28 said no, artists are selling their cards signed by them.
Okay, I see what he means. So yes, I have heard that artists have said if you send them the cards, they will sign them for the people. I have no idea what the market's going to be like for it, but it'd be interesting to track eBay once they start. I'm sure that people will start to resell them once they sign them, which is kind of sad that they send them because they are like, oh, I want to get it signed to have in my collection, and I'm sure people will be flipping them. You got one?
Yeah, I was just going to cover this thoughts on Jimmy G cards because it's a good just football conversation in general, not specifically about Jimmy G, but in most post-hype quarterbacks, is that Jimmy Garoppolo just made the Super Bowl, lost, but made the Super Bowl, was on a really good team, is going to be on a really good team this year. And his card prices didn't move very much. There's a certain point that you hit where, unlike baseball and basketball, where you can have a 27-year-old that's good, and then breaks out, Jimmy G and quarterbacks are generally what they are. After a while, they don't really just instantly break out. They don't have a Christian Yelich year, right? And I'll go from good to amazing as quarterbacks. And so, like, Jimmy G, post-hype guys like that, Deshaun Watson's probably entering that zone, Carson Wentz, guys like that are nice, but not, like, getting over the hump ever. I wouldn't invest in them.
I'd also be more worried of the fact for Jimmy G that winning is nice, but he doesn't drive his prices. What was driving his prices was the fact that their team was amazing and they made the Super Bowl this past season.
Yeah, he wasn't the reason their team was winning.
Like if Deshaun,
I'm pretty sure Kyle Shanahan could have won with any quarterback.
If the Texans make the AFC Championship game, Deshaun Watson's prices will probably be like 3 or 4 times as much because he's balling out, most likely, is how I see it. Not the same for Jimmy G. Completely different thing. Next question. The prices of hobby boxes getting so high and breaks being risky. Best way to add to the PC the same way that you should have been doing it a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Boxes and breaks are super risky. If you're not wanting to gamble or if you don't want to take the risk, always just go to buy singles. Add through singles, trades, whatever you got to do to add to your PC. Definitely don't chase via boxes. I've seen too many people do that and lose too much money, including Nate and also myself at times.
Well, I don't buy boxes to technically add to the PC. I just do it because I enjoy. I enjoy the rip.
I'm just saying if that is your mindset.
But yeah, I've lost a lot of money on boxes. Occasionally, you hit something big and you're like, all right,
like that Vlad.
That pays for the box.
Vlad
like the Vlad or the Kessenhira Super.
Mm-hmm.
But
you still have to give that to me. Don't forget about that.
I've already forgotten.
Bought that for me like 4 months ago.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, guys? Thoughts on LeBron's first Optic Hollow? You think it's going to fall or stay high for a while?
Stay high for a while. I mean, the price is ridiculous now. If you've looked, 9.5 True Gems are selling for like $2,500. These were $1,000 as PSA 10s 3 weeks ago. That would mean PSA 10 is probably $3,000. So I mean, we're looking at a massive increase. I don't think that they're going to fall. I don't think they're going to tumble down, but I also don't think that they're going to stay on this crazy price increase because at a certain point, something just can't become so valuable without the rest of the market shifting in the same way to justify that price. I mean, it can in the short term. Everyone's seen it. There's cards that go crazy all the time in the short term. But for that card to stay going up, let's say to get to 5,000 in a year, 5,000 in half a year, the rest of the market needs to shift with it in a couple months span, which can happen too. Don't think I'm saying that can't happen because it definitely can. But I just think that there's better options out there right now. It's an amazing card, but there's better options out there because that thing's went up really fast. And I should just say this as a general note for all cards out there that go up very fast. they are equally as likely to go down as fast if something were to happen, as we saw with the NBA season getting suspended. Luka Doncic PSA 10 base were going crazy. I mean, $700 one day, and then NBA gets suspended down to 425, 375. Now they're back up to 500. So just know that if you see a card hit our Instagram feed, a graph, it's because it went up in price a lot. We're reporting on it, trying to get what our audience's thoughts are on the price increase, if it can keep going, if it'll go down. But most likely, you should be looking elsewhere if you're looking to invest, because other cards will land on the page once they go up in price. So just a little way to think about it.
Yeah, which ties into this next one. First-year Prizm or first-year Optic to buy now. Well, if both of those are hot, why not buy first-year Select?
I go first-year Select, second-year Select, third-year Select. Any of those Selects that have good, cheap cards right now. I mean, you could buy a Giannis 2014 Select Silver, his second-year Select Silver, for quite some time. Let me put this in your mind. The first-year Select Silver 9.5 goes for $2,500 to 2.8K. You could get a raw Select Silver for like $30 probably for months and months. Those are now up to like 150 to 200. So, of course, this is Giannis I'm talking about. But if you just go and look at other players, you know, I don't know, Anthony Davis, second-year Select Silver, something like that. Select is undervalued compared to these sets. A lot of people want to jump on the train when it's already taken off. Go find a new train before it goes off, like Select, or I don't just want to plant Select, because there is other stuff out there that you should be looking for or doing research on to find, especially if you don't believe in Select, then don't do it, obviously.
How do you feel about hoops inserts? Not like hoops base, but like hoops inserts.
Just in
They
general?
just look kind of cool. Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't know.
so
I mean, could that be a thing that takes off?
here we go. So I'll point this out to you also. So here's two insert sets. You saw this one today on Instagram. Giannis in my collection. I have the Net Marbles Giannis. I posted about design today. Here's the high voltage Giannis from NBA Hoops that Brock, he might be in here. Cards BM Sports or something. I forgot what his username was. Very nicely sent to me from my Giannis personal collection. The high voltage LeBron is crazy right now. It's like $500 as a PSA 10. It's like 125 as a non-graded. Kind of funny thing here is that the high voltage cards, they actually originated in the hoop set with Michael Jordan, so it's kind of a lineage thing here. That's a great place to look. If you were like, hey, LeBron's Prizm Silver is going off in 2019, let me go find another card in a Lakers jersey to buy of him that's really cool looking, that can get demand, like high voltage, like Select Silvers. Any, you know, all-star hollows from 2016. I was looking at it today. Like, I think that they're selling for PSA 10 like 125, when the 9.5 of the actual card is selling for like 2,500. I mean, it's an insert, sure, but like it's a cheap option to get into LeBron. Just a little bit of way to think about it.
Okay. For a new basketball card collector investor, where's the best place to start?
There's many different ways that this question can be answered. If you want to like learn about sets and learn about, you know, different options, you can go to cardboardconnection.com and you can learn a lot about what the different sets are of each year. If you want to learn about where you can start investing, you can go to SlabStox.com and put in your email in the newsletter, sign up to start receiving our daily investment newsletters. I've gotten a lot of great feedback from in different DMs that say, hey man, like newsletters are great. I came in not knowing anything and now I know what to target. We break it down pretty easily with how to see different targets on eBay to buy today and tomorrow or whatnot. And then even just listening to our podcast, listening to other people's podcasts, following guys like Chris from House of Jordans, following guys like Josh from Cardboard Chronicles. He posts a lot of stuff about high and LeBrons. Just following different outlets in the hobby and industry.
Billy Bottle Caps, what's up? Dylan Rubin says, how do you feel about base Prizm rookie 10s? Are you worried about print run?
Not worried about print run if there's enough demand there. If there's not enough demand, then sure. But with the way the demand is, there really is no worry unless demand
I have a
there.
theory. Brought it up in the podcast, in the interview we did yesterday. Do you think base are hot because it is the closest, like,
yes,
people compare the stock market to the card market.
Yes.
It's not similar, but the closest thing you can get, kind of, is base cards.
Well, let's break it down this way.
They're easily moved.
Yep.
There's a lot of them. You can pretty much go on eBay whenever you want and buy as many as you want and sell as many as you want. It's not obviously as easy as saying, hey, sell my 1,000 shares of Apple and they're instantly sold. But for the most part, it's as simple as you can get, or to
Let's
being able to just day trade cards.
let's think about how much the industry has moved up in value in the last 6 to 8 months, and then let's think about how many new people have came into this industry and how many of those people don't want to deal with a green, a red, white, and blue, a pink ice, a purple ice, whatever it is. They don't want to deal
Yeah,
with that. They know what a base is. They know that that's pretty much across all sets. You can get a select base, you can get an optic base, a prism base, you can get any of those base. Grade and get a PSA 10. Then it becomes an asset more so than when it's non-graded because it's comparable. Um,
hmm
and it just seems like it's the way that people want to day trade cards, like you're saying, and that's the easiest to understand. You have to think about how many new people are coming to the hobby and are using it as a vehicle to move cards around, to buy stuff, to sell stuff, to then get PC cards, this and that. It seems like that what you can do with base is you can use it to make money. It's clear that you can make money on base. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that you're going to make money long term, because if something does happen where demand falls and people don't want all these base, then it is what it is. But if you can use it and make incremental money along the way, invest into more rare stuff, more stable stuff for long term, then that's how you can start to build your collection and get stuff to sell, get stuff to hold. Because if you go all one way, you either have to sell it all, or if you go all one way, then you have to hold it all. If you get all rare stuff and you don't want to sell any of it, you can't keep on tearing up. So doing some of both is what really makes the most sense.
Okay. Uh, Crazy Pig One said, "What's up from Greece?" Incredible,
What's up,
Greece.
Giannis?
Um, I lost my. I accidentally got down to the bottom of the page here. Unfortunately, there's a lot of questions in here.
There is, yeah. I
Ah,
mean, we've been taking some time on some of these, but I like it. It's going well.
yeah. Ooh, select is so underrated. You're right. Do you guys feel like you're influencing the market, or you're just reporting what you see?
I think if it's reporting what we see. If you look at our Instagram page and you read a post, if you actually sit there and read the post instead of just looking at the graph and then going to eBay and clicking buy and what you see, if you read the post, it presents supply available, how much the values are, how it changed, what is available in circulation from PSA, and then it asks a question for you to respond. It's a report. It's a getting people to interact with each other. That's what it is. And then we have our email daily investment layers to help people go and find these investments before they land on our page. Um, that's just how it goes. Lots of reporting.
Uh, New to cards, but super addicted already. Actually, I should also add to that is that we touched on it earlier. When we report on a card, it's already hot. It's not like we're making it hotter. And if we're reporting on a card because it's hot and you can see the upward trend or the downward trend, if you see a downward trend, maybe you want to buy in. But if you see an upward trend, you're going to want to zig while everyone else is zig, right?
And then let's also keep in mind that that's not a hard rule. While I will agree with Nate that that's a great idea, you could. I posted a month ago about the Mahomes one went up to $300 or $400, the PSA 10. Now it's at 800 or 700.
Yeah.
There, it's give and take. You got to use your intuition,
Yeah.
research more, go find out how much supply there is of the cards, seeing what's available. I'm not talking about you, Nate. I'm just saying in general.
No, I understand. And I was going to say, same thing happened with Pete Alonso. He was 65, 60, like $70, and I didn't like it at that price. And I was looking at other first basemen. I said, "Oh, I wouldn't pay that price." And then he went up to like 250
Yeah.
a base auto, at which point I was really, 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 really wrong. And if you would have zigged while everyone else zagged, you would have lost money. So it's definitely a like a, should have probably foreseen that Pete Alonso was in New York and they had nobody else and he was going to be the star. I don't think you ever see 53 home runs in the season from the rookie, but you can kind of put the dots together where if it's like, oh, um, uh, why can't I think of that quarterback from the Jaguars?
Gardner Minshew.
Gardner Minshew's hot, right? Well, he's still just the quarterback for the Jacksonville Jaguars, one of the least valuable franchises and one of the least followed franchises in the entire NFL. So if he's going up, maybe don't be like, oh, I should really buy in because everyone's really hot on the Jaguars. Go somewhere else.
I'm just gonna get down here a little bit to find some questions that I think are important. Not to say your question's not important. It's just that there's a ton here, and we can't get to everything all the time. So,
Specifically because we have 8 minutes left.
well, we'll see what happens here. Thoughts on Chris Paul's and Nick? Maybe a positive mentor role. Quick thing on that is why not thoughts on Chris Paul as a Thunder player? He is a positive mentor role player there. Definitely helping out Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who is an awesome purchase. If silvers are too expensive to really buy a good amount, what's the next best investment? Prizm rookie, you'd recommend targeting. You can go to your Prizm base if you want to grade and flip those, but like May and I have been saying, select certain Optic cards you can find for cheap. Anything that between Prizm Select and Optic that's undervalued compared to silvers. But silvers are a great, specifically 2017 and 2018 silvers, pretty stable in terms of investments for silvers. Thoughts on 2012 Trub Prizm seems super low for the GOAT-based Prizms. I have this issue a lot is that there's no logos on Panini baseball cards. Even if it is first Prizm for baseball, it's not even Trout's rookie card as in 2011. Obviously, it's not LeBron's rookie card for 2012 Prizm either. Just doesn't make sense in my mind. I can't internalize it, but other people can, and the price is going up because most of the market wants Prizm. 2012 Topps Chrome, 2012 Heritage, 2012 Topps, all that stuff, in my opinion, should be worth way more, and I think it is still. But just in general, that's my thoughts on it.
Yeah. All right, Sylvia Sports Cards, worth investing in Jarrett Stidham. Obviously, he was the backup for the Patriots last year, and now he is still the backup, apparently. Brian Hoyer's supposedly in line to get the starting job for the Patriots, unless they go sign an Andy Dalton or a Cam Newton. People love investing in backups, right, Aaron? We've seen it all the time. We see people put huge money into Mason Rudolph, and then
Kyle
he comes
Allen?
in and sucks, and you lose a ton of money. We
You
see
remember when
people
Kyle
putting
Allen
a
was
huge money into
$100?
Kyle Allen. Yeah, it's absurd. We don't know if Jarrett Stidham's any good. What we do know is that he's not in line for the starting job, and I would wait. I would wait and see if you hear anything in training camp or whatever before you would invest any money into Stidham.
Someone said, I lost it. It was, hey, Aaron, can you do a soccer update soon again? I did a soccer update in December on what I was doing in my personal hobby, and yes, I'll be doing one soon. If you see her here, got the PSG shirt on. They just got named the Liga 1 champions, which is cool.
Trash.
Just upset. He's just upset he didn't buy him Mbappe.
I am upset. Aaron's like, I'm buying this Mbappe. I'm like, I would never buy soccer. I ain't buying soccer. He's turning $30 into $1 million, basically.
Crazy.
Guys, this is a good one for new people. Guys, do you believe a prime jersey patch, non-auto rookie, is a good buy?
No. However, I will say this. If you get like National Treasures, flawless, and maybe some immaculate patches of guys like Giannis, guys like LeBron, and their game used, those do go up in value over time. Now, you're not going to see them multiply by 5 in 2 months like some of these cards. It will be a very longer term play and definitely more of a collection play than an investment play. But I have seen, game worn LeBron patches from Flawless and National Treasures and Immaculate can go up to $2,000 non-auto. Definitely money there, but I wouldn't say go and buy like a John Morant non-auto patch when you can go and get your Prizm, your Select, Optic, autographs from National Treasures that will come out soon, that type of stuff.
I just saw one. Oh, should I sit on any LBJ this year from Prizm or sell now? Aaron, I don't know if you're on board with me, but what do I always say?
Take the profit if you have it. Is that what you're gonna say?
Take the profit if you've got it.
You're
making money.
I was reading. Was that reference in 2019 Prizm LeBron?
Yes.
If you have a lot, sell half, keep half, because if they make the finals and you have 2019 Prizm LeBron cards, those things are going to be very much so worth more money than they are today. But also, if they don't make the finals or if there is no finish to the NBA season, they will not be, or they will be worth the same. So I like to think if you have quantity of a card, I would sell a quarter here, sell a half here, sell 5 copies here. Do something to hedge some bets. Definitely not. Like, if you think that the card's still going to go up in value, it's okay to sell it and to take profit to hedge against losing money, and then hold some and see what happens.
Yeah. Hey, if you can just get back to break even, then everything after that you can let ride. And if you don't make any money, well, you didn't lose any money,
Yeah.
right?
And then also along the way, you can, I mean, that's a flexibility with more quantity than just one card. It's hard to, you can't be flexible if you have one high-end card, but you can if you have like 10 silver PSA 10s, which is also why those things are worth a lot of money because of the flexibility. That definitely is the thing. The question here is, should we buy net marvels? The thing I just posted on today, if you have been in this live stream the whole time, you will know that we talked about when cards are posted on the feed, it's because they go up. Lots of demand went towards the card, might not be the best buy. I'd say no. I mean, they're nice cards. Sure, there's a big market for them because of the comic book, because of the Marvel relation. And they're also just really cool inserts, but they're not short print. It's not like that they're one per case. They're like a one per box insert. So there's a lot of them out there. I'd say if you don't buy it and they go up in value, you don't lose any money. If you buy it and they go down $50, you lost $50. So just it's the risk isn't worth it right now.
A Drop B76 says, "Hey fellas, love the content. Thank you, appreciate that." Here's a good one. Any thoughts on the value of SDC grading rising because of the lag on PSA and BGS?
What do you say?
Said, any thoughts on the value of SGC grading prices rising because of the lag for PSA and BGS?
Okay, I'll make some quick comments on this. BGS, I don't see any lag right now. I just sent in a Mbappe on a 2-day grading, and they received it on Monday, and I got the grade report by, I think, Wednesday or Thursday, is yesterday, the day before. So they're right on schedule as far as 2-day goes. I don't know about 30-day, but I assume that BGS is pretty good about staying on schedule. PSA just announced today that they have reopened accepting bulk submissions, and they switched the name of bulk submissions now to value submissions, and they broke it into 4 different categories, and you have to submit in a value submission in those 4 different categories. So I'll just really give a quick example. Category 1 is cards from 2017 to present. If you send in a bulk submission, you can only send in submissions from 2017 to present, meaning that each submission can only have those. And then it's like 2016 to like 2000 or something, and 2000 to 1972. I don't know. But you have to break it up into categories. They say it'll help with their system, with registering cards quicker in their system, getting them graded faster. I think it's a really smart idea to break into categories. It should help their service a lot. And then as for SGC, sure, you'll get decently cheap grading, pretty good on track for turnaround times. But I mean, personally, I'm looking at values on eBay. I'm looking at the slabs. I'm thinking about what the demand is, and I just can't. It's always going to be third fiddle, in my opinion. PSA has the largest market. They have the highest prices. BGS has the quick turnaround times and the nice labels, and SGC is just there behind them. Is the way I see it.
Yeah. Well, Aaron, we are at 30 minutes.
Yeah, pick one more question to answer, and I'll pick one too, and then we'll call it good.
Okay, well, I will pick the one that's addressed to me. Where is it? Yes. Mad Chillin said, Nate. That's me. What do you think of Luis Robert Bowman autos? Luis Robert obviously is going to be called up this year, or going to start the year in the majors because he signed a contract extension. He's going to be the starting center fielder for the White Sox. They are expensive. I haven't looked at the price in a while, but they were expensive last year. I'm sure they are still expensive now. But if Luis Robert plays like everybody thinks he can, you're looking at Juan Soto's are now $700-800. I don't know what the Luis Roberts are at, but they can't be that high. I don't think it's a terrible idea. He's in line to potentially win Rookie of the Year, considering he will be up for the full season, and is a very good player on a up-and-coming team. So it's not a bad idea.
Sweet. As for my question, I'm going to do 2 because one of them is a really quick answer. So one of them was, do you ever see something else overtaking Prizm as the card, meaning Optic or Select? I don't. Not to say there's not good value in the other ones, though. Definitely good value in Select and Optic, but I don't see it overtaking as the card. You just can't break a lineage that long that Prizm has with Panini. And then also the next question is, hey, fellas, thanks for your time and expertise. You're welcome. That's nice to say. Curious your thoughts on the Kaboom inserts. They are pretty rare insert, a part of a pretty reliable set with Crown Royale. Thanks. The way I see is, first off, I don't think Crown Royale has that much demand compared to these other sets. Sorry. But the Kaboom inserts are very nice. The only thing that is a bummer about these Kaboom inserts is that if you look back over the years, they've been inserted into sets just in all different ways. There was never we're going to insert Kabooms into Crown Royale, and they'll only be in Crown Royale, and that is it. And every single year you have Kabooms in Crown Royale. They released them like via Panini points on their website at the National or something. They released them in Excalibur one year. They released them in Crown Royale, like you said, just all these different ways. And I think it's really hard to build, like I was talking about Prizm, some lineage for them if they're releasing them in so many different ways and people just don't know where they're from. Are they from Cornerstones? Are they from Excalibur? Are they from Points? I don't, like that's the thing I have with them. But you're right. They are rare. They do sell well. I think that they're a much better idea than Net Marvels from Donruss. Net Marvels are not rare, and they're from a Donruss release. Great cards, really cool to look at. But Kaboom actually has rarity and very cool designs on them too. That's what I got for that. But good question. That's actually a really good question because I think that it's a hard topic to discuss.
All right. Well, there's our 30 minutes or 33 minutes or so. Thank you all for joining our live stream. Sorry we couldn't get to all the questions. There was a ton of questions today and a ton of interaction, which was really nice. So, Aaron, we should try to make this more of a weekly thing if we can.
Yeah, I agree. And then also in terms of interaction, like Nate said, I would love for you guys, if you guys see questions in the live stream, feel free to leave your comments in regards to other people's questions to try to help. Other people's voices matter for sure, and it definitely helps us get more just public opinion out there, which is what the Instagram posts are meant to do. It's, we're supposed to be gauging the public opinion, seeing where people think this stuff is going, and it all helps. I mean, some great responses on the daily questions today that are helping other people. I would love for that. So thank you for those that do that, and thank you guys for joining and talking too. It's very fun. I love it, answering these questions. Definitely should be a weekly thing. I'm done with school as of next week, Thursday, so it'll be very easy to do then.
Sweet. All right. Well, we will talk to you guys maybe next Friday then.
I agree. Yes, a little celebration, huh?
All right. Yeah, a little celebratory Instagram Live. Well, thank you guys for joining, and we will talk to you again next time.